up on Gong Road. We wish to welcome all of you to this service. As we continue to give the tributes, allow me to give a little background. When we moved to this particular property in 2008, one of the ministries we began amongst all others was what we called Plug In. Nairobi Chapel then had just multiplied into 5 different campuses, and Gong Road was one of them. Now, it was this time, around this time, when we launched the plug-in programs, and more specifically, 2011, that Judy and her family, and I believe John, you plugged in. Plug-in is one of those programs, experiential programs here at Nairobi Chapel, where as we grow deep to reach wide, we want to find community, find our call, and find Christ. So it is one of those anchoring discipleship programs. During that time, and till now, they met Mildred. Mildred, we called her, and we still do, Principal Millie, was one of the leaders in this program. So as Mildred comes, we want to remember that Judy loved the Lord and gave her life to the Lord Jesus and lived it out that way. So Mildred is joining me here, will co-MC. She has been a volunteer here for many, many years, served with us for over 15 years, and helped many, many congregants to graduate through the program. So Mildred, it's an honor and privilege to share with you this pulpit, and with my dear friend Rose, my 7 a.m. prayer partner. Deal? Karibu sana, Mildred.
Thank you very much, Reverend Liz. We want to thank God on this beautiful day that He has given us to celebrate a legendary icon, Senior Counsel Judy Wanjeri Thongori. We want to honor Judy's memory, and we want to hear her stories shortly. An iconic woman is defined as a woman who is greatly admired and recognized for outstanding qualities, for outstanding achievements, for outstanding contributions. She is often seen as a symbol of excellence, representing ideals that others aspire to. Iconic women, like you will hear today, have a lasting impact on society, culture, or their respective fields. Even as if we sat here the whole morning, the whole week, for many days, we could never exhaust the stories of Judy. We would not be able to complete it, not within the time we have in a day. So my prayer is that as we go through the tributes, we will just follow the simple biblical principle that exists in Philippians 4. Keep it true, keep it noble, keep it right. May it be pure of your heart, and could it sound lovely to hear. But all this in a timely way. Supporting me through this session today will be Honorable Mutahi Kagwe, Rose Kamene, a family friend, and Ambassador Thomas Kwaka, fondly known as Big Ted. We want to be efficient, as Judy would have wished us to be, and we're going to infuse some stories into the tribute section. A little bit different from what we are traditionally used to, but Judy liked stories. She loved creativity, and we want to do this a little bit different. Allow me just to start with a little story. A gentleman, David Fincher, took Fitzgerald's fiction book based on the curious tale of Benjamin Button. And this story, which is familiar to many of you, though fiction, is a paradox of the reversal of time. A father is angry because he was waiting for his son to come home. He had been commissioned to create a city clock, and then he's told his son is not coming home. So in his anger, he reverses the clock so that all children born from that day begin to age backwards. So his intention was, as you age backwards, you will live forever. However, as was discovered in the case of Benjamin, Benjamin was born in an old man's body, started aging backwards until he became a little child. But when the time came when he was 1 day old, he passed away. I guess we stick to the real author of time, and that is our Lord Jesus Christ, reminding us in the familiar verse in Ecclesiastes, there is a reason, a season, and time for everything for everything under the sun, a time to be born and a time to die. Judy, born a girl into the Kogi family, married into the Thongori family, blessed with amazing children, is an auntie, is a sister, is a sister-in-law, is a niece, is a cousin. Rose Kamene, could you kindly present to us and introduce this amazing family of Judy Thongori?
Thank you very much, my dear sister Millie. It now gives me absolute pleasure to introduce, to invite this wonderful family, the Thongori family, led by John Gikandi Thongori. If you could come up, please. As a choir, there's a song, Modo Ireri. John Gikandi Thongori, Eric, and Tracy. John and your family, please come up so that you can share your tributes. Let's give them a hand as they come up. Karibuni sana, poleni sana.
Good morning, church. This is a tribute from me, John Gikandi Thongori, to my beloved wife, Judy. I stand here together with my children, Wairimo, Tracy Wairimo, and my son, Eric Gikandi. How do I begin to capture the essence of a woman as remarkable as Judy? The love of my life, my partner, and the mother of these two children of ours. Her life, and she has transitioned too soon, leaving a void that words cannot fill. Judy was not just my wife, she was my greatest friend, my confidant, and most extraordinary person I've ever known. Yes. We met in 1991 at Wanjeri and Company Advocates. I was instantly drawn to her simplicity, sharp intelligence, and steadfast work ethic. It did not take long for me to discover another side of Judy, fun-loving, witty, and adventurous. Our connection deepened as we spent time together, sharing dreams and discovering common passions. When she moved to the farm of Modhoga and Gaturu and Company Advocates, and I opened my law firm, we were young, ambitious, navigating the challenges of building careers and our future together. I was amazed at Judy's decision to leave the world of corporate law to join FIDA and instead pursue a career in social justice. In fact, we had a very long conversation about this decision of hers. As young lawyers, I thought that what we should aspire to do is, progress, make money, and grow careers as successful lawyers. But apparently, Judy had a different calling, the calling of servant leadership. She had been called to serve the downtrodden and the vulnerable. For the rest of her life, I watched in amazement as Judy served the vulnerable with passion and compassion. Our love blossomed quickly, from road trips across the country to countless conversations about life. Judy and I built a relationship rooted in adventure, laughter, and mutual respect. I remember her determination to master cooking, a skill that did not come naturally to her at first. In fact, Judy could not cook a meal to save her life when we first met. On the other hand, I had been a student in India for 5 years, so I knew how to cook. So Judy discovered that I could cook better than her. And being Judy, she immediately embarked on a crash course in cooking. Later on, she was our finest cook ever. She turned it into a passion, and soon her culinary creations were legendary. That determination and grit defined who she was. Our journey together led to a beautiful wedding at All Saints Cathedral, followed by a joyful reception at General Campus on 11th of June 1994. Judy planned this wedding to perfection, a testament to her meticulous nature. As we began our life as a young couple, we juggled careers, built a home, and welcomed our children, Eric in 1994 and Tracy in 1998. Sorry about that mistake, into our lives. Yes, Eric, thank you, 1998. 95, sorry, even I'm lost. Judy embraced motherhood with unmatched dedication, pouring her heart and soul into nurturing our children. She protected Eric fiercely, ensuring his needs were always met, and guided Tracy with wisdom and unconditional love. Judy loved deeply, and her family was everything. She built bridges, nurturing bonds with my mother, that was incredible, her own family, and extended relatives. She redefined what it meant to be a daughter-in-law, treating my mother as a dear friend. Her love extended far beyond our home, and she gave generously to others, often quietly. From paying a young man's school fees to taking in the late Muthoni Murage advocate's son after Muthoni's passing, Judy's kindness left an indelible mark on many lives. Despite her demanding career, Judy was a pillar of strength and warmth at home. She balanced everything with grace. Her professional stature never overshadowed her role as a devoted mother and a devoted wife and mother. And here's where I want to tell the story that a lot of people out there who would meet me, would ask me, "You are married to Judy Thongori?" We really feel sorry for you because we hear that she's a very, very aggressive and very, very tough person. And I'll tell them, contrary to what you think, Judy is the most humble, the most meek, and the most gentle person that we knew. Her ability to connect with people, even those older than her, from the likes of the distinguished Lee Muthoga, advocate and senior counsel friend Ojiambo, to friends seeking advice, was unmatched. She also carried other people's burdens with empathy, even when her own plate was overflowing. Her love for entertaining was legendary, and her culinary skills became a source of pride. Whether it was bandana bread or pineapple crumble, you notice that by this time she had now become an expert. She delighted in bringing people together over food and laughter. Yet material things held very little value to her. Judy's true wealth lay in her relationships and the joy she derived from giving to others. Even as her work garnered public recognition, Judy remained humble, never allowing her achievements to alter her core. To me, she was simply Judy, the woman who could solve any tension with her humor, the mother whose warmth enveloped our family, and the wife whose love and friendship sustained me. Judy, your presence was the heartbeat of our family. You are our anchor, our joy, and our light. I will miss your laughter, your delicious meals, and the way you made our house a home. Above all, I will miss the incredible person you are, a loving wife, devoted mother, and compassionate friend. Even when illness came knocking, Judy's stoicism and strength were awe-inspiring. She bore the burden of her ailment quietly, never wanting to bother others or let it overshadow the joy that she brought to our lives. She fought bravely, determined to overcome it, but it seems the Lord had decided it was time for her to come home. Sleep well, my love, until we meet again. You will remain forever in our hearts. Your loving husband, John.
John Masharia. John.
From your loving son, Eric Thongori Gikandi, No one was as important as you. Who can replace you? What will I do without you? You are the best mother, the most supportive, strong, kind, present, loving, respectable, great teacher, and dignified woman. You mentioned many times how happy you were when I was born. You always told me how heavy I was as a newborn. You told me the story of how you held a party 3 weeks later because my grandfather, whom I am named after, would not want to see me without slaughtering a goat and hosting people. As a child, you and Dad used to take me for rides everywhere, and you both knew I liked them so much. That is when I started falling in love with cars. And then you started taking me to Concours d'Elegance. Going to the Concours this year will not be the same without you, but I have no choice but to attend it in your memory. You have supported me throughout my autism and medical journey. Whenever I told you I needed help, you stood with me tirelessly. During my schooling, you supported me throughout. When I was in primary school, you took time to take me and Warimo to school every morning while chatting happily on our way to school. You assisted us in our homework and projects and always attended our school events. You told me how important families are, and you gave me the history of your family, which made me fall in love with history. You emphasized that it is important to know where you come from, and you shared with me many stories about your grandmother, the late Mary Wanjeri Kogi, and your grandfather, the late Joshua Kogi. You also told me many stories about your school days, including the story about your teacher, Mr. Tindiebo, who influenced you to be a lawyer. You were the best cook and baker. No one ever came close. Your presence at home would make us enjoy our days and nights with us, laughing together and telling funny stories. I got to know your friends through you. Your friends became my good friends, and you gave me many stories about them, and your friends will forever remain my friends. Some of your clients became your good friends, and I got to know them. You also had a good relationship with my dad's side of the family, including his in-laws. You taught me how to keep in touch with family and friends, and we would go visit them every so often. Recently, you started playing golf, which I have done for a long time. I regret not having the opportunity to play with you. You are proud of how gifted I was and would often let your friends know about my gifts. You also taught Warimo and I about the harsh realities of life and how to maneuver life's challenges, and taught us the famous saying, "It is what it is." One of the ways we would spend time together would be to go to your bedroom and we'd talk until you nearly fell asleep, and then we'd pray together. You always listened to me and were very supportive. You introduced me to Miss Puja Panessa, who is a specialist supporting young people with autism, and also enrolled me in Autistic, a program for people with autism. In 2023, you hosted a party for me and asked your friends and relatives to come over and see my DJ skills. I am also training to be a mechanic, and I'm very sad you will never get to see it. I remember you liked music a lot, including one soul song called "If My Brother's in Trouble, So Am I" by Jeffrey Osborne. You also liked reading novels and watching movies. I am happy you got to be a great mother to me for the past 29 years. Mom, I will miss you terribly, and no one can replace you. I wonder about the future and what's next. The only thing I'm happy about is that you are now in a good place. Love, Eric.
Let's clap for them. Thank you very much, Eric. We salute you. Thank you for loving Mom so much. She loved you so much. Come this way. Thank you. Come on. Stand next to them.
From your loving daughter, Tracy Warimogikandi. Dear Mom, I'm at a loss for words over what has just transpired. I'm trying to understand and comprehend how you're no longer here and have left us so soon. It feels like a bad dream from which I am yet to awaken. My heart is broken, and I will remain so for a long time. I will miss you so much. When I look at my life, the reason I am who I am and where I am is because of you. You are my role model and my greatest inspiration, and that will never change. You are my best friend and mentor. I will miss our endless conversations, your quips, your love, and all the precious time we spent together. But most of all, I will miss you. Thank you for always pushing me to be my best and for being my rock, even during the hardest times. I always knew I could come to you with anything, and together we would find a way forward. You made me feel so special, and you were always there no matter the moment, whether it was good or bad. You were my biggest cheerleader, and I cherish sharing my triumphs with you, knowing they made you happy. Some of my fondest memories of you are when we drove to work together, talking about anything and everything, going out to a restaurant on a weekday evening just to chat and catch up, and the times we sat outside in the garden, simply enjoying each other's company. I miss hearing your knock on my door when you came home, the sound of your voice, your laughter, your countless hugs and affection, and most of all, you. You were my greatest inspiration, and I have never known anyone who worked harder or dedicated themselves more to their work than you did. You carried out your responsibilities with such grace and ease, all while caring for others and bearing so many people's burdens on your shoulders. You would never hesitate to pick up your phone, be a listening ear, offer advice, or simply be there for those who needed you. Even when you were so busy, you still managed to smile and spend time with us. You embodied integrity, and that is something you emphasized and passed down to Eric and me. I hope to emulate your values and make you proud wherever you are. As I reflect on your final moments before you left for treatment, I am deeply grateful that we were able to spend that precious time together, sharing Christmas, celebrating the New Year, and just being together leading up to your departure. Even though you were getting weaker, what mattered most was that we were all together. As I try to envision a life without you physically present, I feel overwhelmed and unsure of how to go on. However, I know you would want me to live my life to the fullest and continue moving forward. I promise to carry everything you taught me in my heart and work to bring our family closer together. I know you're watching over us, guiding us, and will always feel your love and support. I also know you were in a lot of pain during your final moments, so I take comfort in the fact that you're now at peace. I love you so much, Mom. Rest peacefully. Love, Warimo.
Tuwapatie makofi tafadhali. John, Eric, and Warimo, thank you so much for being so courageous. This has been Judy's stepping stone. It has been overwhelming, and we can't thank you enough for loving our friend so much. Eric, we love you so much. God bless you and keep you and give you peace of mind. Asanteni sana. Let's clap for them again as they go. I'm going to invite up on stage Judy's parents, siblings, aunts, and uncles. And as they come up, I'm going to ask the praise and worship team, and maybe you can stand up. This was one of Judy's favorite songs. Modo. Wakikuyu simulete. Inaitwa Modo? Yeah, simameni. Tuimbe hiyo wimbo pamoja, led by the choir. Thank you. Thank you, family. We love you so much. God bless you. And God give you peace. Judy's parents, Auntie E, and women of Kanyenyaine. And then John Kogi, please come up on stage. Nyambura Kogi and Uncle Gerald Mathenge, please come up.
Today.
much. You may be seated. The beautiful Kanyenyeine ladies have told me they are called the villagers. Karibuni sana. Kanyenyeine is a beautiful place, and that's where Judy was born. Auntie E, thank you very much. You know, I have to identify you especially because you've walked the journey with Judy. Thank you so much.
Praise the Lord. We are the villagers, as we used to call ourselves, with Judy. We grew up with Judy. And I just want to say why she used to refer to us as villagers. We come from Kanyenyeine. It's a joke that I want to give that one time my sister here, Modoni, actually 3 weeks ago, we were having lunch at Windsor and Judy made fun and told Modoni, are you serious? How can you call a company Modokijo Paints and Cement? It can only take a villager. So we'll sing one of her favorite songs, Modoereri. And she used to say that Modoereri, even with yeah, we've just sung it, but that is what we wanted to sing, so we'll still sing it. Because it was her favorite. We'll sing 2 stanzas. Tigawa re mwena wa kwoke lo erera dosya ngoro yakwa eshingia hotire tigawanja ragerio katera katere mode meke kaga iguanyone wega igururia maondo mode wekai wekaga magegania wiurete hinya nane kyogoro yakwa eyo ire yekeno nekomenya tenawe wemoto wereni onire ngoro yakwa nao nijega otire keno kega igehoya jage totore moheani waidosho benjega nane ngoro yakwa eyo yete hinya igoro ya maondo modewe wekai wekaga magegania weyorete hinya nane kyongoro yakwa eyo ire gekeno nekomenya tenawe wemoto wereni negetha komenye nemenyete oria weka karataku omahithorageria hitho makomenye njia ciao ciothe nacio nĩ ngathime igũrũ rĩa maũndũ mothe wekai wekaga magegania wĩiyũrĩte hinya na nĩkĩo ngoro yakwa ĩiyũire gĩkeno nĩkũmenya atĩ nawe wĩ mũndũ wĩrĩri.
Thank you very much. I'm going to invite John Kogi.
I greet you, everybody, in the name of Jesus. My name is Elizabeth Jokichege, and Judy is my daughter. She has been my daughter for a long time. That's why I cannot talk much. Before she went to India, and I did not even know that she was sick, she came to my house carrying a big bunch of flowers. And she stayed in my house, she cooked, we ate together. I did not know at all that she was sick. So when she called me again, she was on her way to India. And she and her husband kept on calling me and, telling me what is going on. Finally, that bad night that happened, it happened that she went to be with the Lord. And I really screamed when John told me about it. I cried and cried, I couldn't stop. What I want to say about Judy, she was a daughter to all of us. I lived with her in my house for some time. She was very, very quiet that time. She was a young girl in university. And as time went on, because she was very, very quiet, I decided this girl needs to live on her own. So I thought John would not be coming to my house because he was a bit scared of me. So I decided I'm going to help the young man because he looked a very polite young man. So I got Judy to live with a friend of mine who had a separate house in her compound. And that's how John started going there. And eventually, they got married. So John is like my son now. He is my son. And I have another very, very important person in my life, and that is Eric. Eric is a wonderful person. In spite of many challenges, he is very, very good in almost everything. The first time the father told him, I was in their house, and I had come from US, and I didn't know that he could drive. And so in the evening when I was going home, the father told him, take the car and take Shosho to her house. I asked John, what are you talking about? And then he told me he drives. Wait and see. So, okay, I was a bit scared, but he drove so well and took me to my daughter's house. Eric is a very close friend of mine. And when I'm in US, Eric talks to me every week. He used to talk to me twice a week, and we would just sit and talk and talk. He is very, very sharp. If you tell him something, it has to be true, because he never forgets anything. He never forgets our birthdays or anything about us. He loved his mom very, very much. He loves her so much. So all this time he has been asking, how am I going to go to that ceremony, and what will I do, Shosho? And I always tell him, we will be behind you. Me, your dad, your sister, and all the people who love you. So he came here, and he is okay. I praise God for Judy and for all those things that people have said about her, which are so true. God bless you for coming, all of you. Amen.
So Eric had his 29th birthday, and we were all like, why would anybody celebrate their 29th birthday and not wait for the 30th? And so we thought, oh, party. Then he declared it's a celebration of all his grandmothers, all of them, including Auntie E. So we celebrate all of you, Auntie Shosho Elizabeth, and all the Shoshos that day. I think there were 9. We celebrate you all, and we thank you. You've been a pillar of strength for Eric and the family, and we do appreciate you. Allow me to invite Nyambura, who is Judy's only sister, to give her tribute. Who will go first, John or, okay. Oh, the older one, I'm being told, John. Age before beauty. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Good afternoon, church. Good afternoon again. Yes, it has been decided that I should do my part before my sister. It means respect my age. So this is a tribute to my beloved sister, Judy Thongori. Today, I start with a heavy heart to honor my dear sister, Judy Thongori, a woman whose life was a beacon of light, love, and resilience. Judy was not just my sister. She was a mentor, a confidant, and an unwavering source of inspiration. And may I add, she was also like my bigger brother. Not a bigger sister, but bigger brother. Today, Judy had a way of making everyone around her feel valued. Her kindness, wisdom, and boundless energy left an indelible mark on all who knew her. To me, she was more than family. She was a best friend, someone I could always count on. Her laughter had a way of filling any room with warmth, and her words carried the power to comfort and uplift. I remember even in primary school, she used to walk around with her age mates, and she could always try to create a joke so that she could laugh. As a trailblazer in her field, Judy was a force to be reckoned with. Her determination and passion for justice were unmatched. In fact, she was not a pushover. I remember we had a few sessions where either my male or macho, I tried to make her do what she does not want to do. That was not Judy. She would start her cloud farm. She dedicated her life to advocating for others, especially those whose voices often went unheard. She showed us the meaning of true courage, standing firm in her convictions and fighting tirelessly for what she believed in. But beyond her professional accomplishments, Judy was a sister who loved fiercely and unconditionally. She celebrated my victories as though they were her own and stood by me through my struggles with unwavering support. I remember there was a unit I filled at KU. I scorned the unimaginable, for those who understand. And Judy was so comforting. She told me, what's wrong with you? Stop stressing yourself. There are so many units ahead of you. So, ikiwa hii ndio inakustress, utamaliza kweli. She gave me strength to continue. So, her faith in me never wavered, even in moments when I doubted myself, like that time. Judy, your legacy is one of love, strength, and unshakable integrity. While the void you've left is immeasurable indeed, I find comfort in the memories we shared, the lessons you taught me, and especially I remember Judy is the one who inspired me to read novels. I'm also an avid novel reader. I remember before I even did my CPE, I had read Mind Boy, for those who are interested in literature. Mind Boy, it is so many nikiwa sijui, 36 hivi. And it still lingers in my mind. Another one, there was another big novel. And the character was a boy called Bigger. Bigger, for those who have learned. He was a black American. He had killed a white man's child and he was trying to escape. So many novels I've read from Judy. Rest in peace. No, sorry. Judy, your legacy is one of love, strength, and unshakable integrity. While the void you have left is immeasurable, I find comfort in the memories we shared, the lessons you taught me, and the countless lives you touched. You lived with a purpose and left an enduring impact that will continue to inspire generations. Rest in peace, my dear sister. Though you are no longer with us in person, your spirit will forever remain in our hearts. I will carry your memory with pride and strive to honor your legacy in all that I do. That means I'm not willing to break the laws. Until we meet again, Judy, I will miss you dearly. With all my love, your brother John. Thank you.
And we invite Nyambura. Karibu.
Murega. No, last evening, someone said that's Hebrew, so I just greet you in that Hebrew language. So my name is Nyambura, and I grew up in the light of Judy's excellence, as you can imagine. Right from primary school, I had a sense of obligation to do well, just because Judy had excelled. She was already a lawyer by the time I started schooling, and so if anyone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I quickly said, Wakiri, but I didn't even know what that word meant. I just knew that it was an important job that was only done in Nairobi. So when I grew up and finally realized what it took to be a lawyer, and a great lawyer like Judy, the sheer amount of reading and hard work, she read a lot and a lot of novels and everything. So I just gave up those delusions of grandeur that I had. So I instead sought to find something that would fulfill me, just as law fulfilled Judy, because she loved it. She lived it, and she was brilliant at it. Judy was not only a sister to me, but she was also like a second mother. She has been there since my birth, supporting my education, health, and career until today. She has challenged me to think and act beyond my self-imposed boundaries. Judy would listen to my many reasons why something could not be done and then ask, but why not Nyambura? She would then proceed to counter my reasons, and in the end, I would find myself heartily agreeing with her. Judy's sense of humor was legendary. She would whisper a witty comment in a serious setting, but would not laugh. I, on the other hand, would giggle a little bit, and then it would be too loud, so I would get some side eyes from those who are serious in the setting. So, but death is so final, and all we remain with are memories of days past. So even in this heaviness, I choose to look back to the past with gratitude for being given a rare gem and an exceptional human being for a sister. Rest well, Judy, until we meet again. Nyambura.
Oh, watu wa Kanyanyaini, the villagers. I think you didn't come alone. Kuna watu wa Kanyanyaini hapa. Muko wengi. Murega, hawawezi kuja hapa wote, lakini nitawaambia wasimame. Watu wa Kanyanyaini, hebu simameni. The villagers, hey, Senator nakuona. And we salute mom, is also here with us, Judy's mom. Asanteni sana, Muriega regi. Poleni sana na asanteni sana kwa kupatia msichana wa nguvu. Sindio? Asanteni, thanks for coming. We salute you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Allow me to call up on stage John's siblings also. Judy came from Kanyanyaini, and by the way, as she was transitioning, tulikuwa pamoja. I was in school with John. Allow me to call the siblings first as I give you the story. Jane Masharia, John's siblings, Jane, Patrick, Mrs. Githai, Mama Grace, the Gikandi family, and then cousins Washuka, and the nieces and nephews. Karibuni, please come up on stage. Karibuni sana. So, my name is Rose Gishuki. Gishuki, John and I were in India, and it is a very long story. And then we met Judy in Nairobi. And that house that was being said, that was our meeting point because it was the poshest house, and obviously because it belonged to Judy. Judy and I had aspirations to look for our houses to be nice, to be big. Did you see our house? It's because we grew up in small spaces, so we always aspire to be in big spaces. So we salute Auntie E and Mama Wangeshi. Karibuni sana, Jane. Brian, are you here? Brian, come up.
From your sister-in-law, Jane Masharia. Dear Judy, losing you has given me immeasurable grief. You are my sister, my best friend, my soulmate. From the day I met you, we had a unique and irreplaceable bond. As my family and I celebrated Christmas in December and then went on holiday with you for the new year, I did not know that this would be the last to share with you. I will forever treasure these moments. You protected me by not telling me how ill you were, and you put on a brave face. I will treasure the memories that we shared, but I'm heartbroken that we shall not create new memories together. I will miss the conversations we had, the advice and wisdom that you shared with me. I will miss the sense of comfort and safety that you gave me, just knowing that you are a call away. I will miss the emotional closeness that we shared. As I think of the unfulfilled plans we had for the future, I can't fathom a future without you. You had finally agreed to slow down, and we had plans to travel to Spain this year to visit my son-in-law's home. We kept talking about building holiday homes next to each other and invite other family members and close friends to do so. We imagined that when we finally retire, we would move and spend our sunset years there. Life without you in upcoming family events would be very hard. You not being there for the milestones of my children and Sophia, who you referred to as your best grandchild, and Sophia, who referred to you as Shosho Judy, my best Shosho. And you can see that Sophia is in many pictures there are many pictures of her in the program. To the outside world, you are a larger than life persona, but to me, you're just my sister. You connected with my in-laws and the greater Gashohe family in a very special way. You loved them, and they loved you in equal measure. Who can forget the Queen of Shuffle dance? In every event, you would lead the shuffle. For those of us who could never get it, including me, I challenge all of you to learn, and that at every party, we shall honor her by dancing the shuffle. For my husband, Gidi, I know he will miss the jokes that you shared together, the closeness of a sister who was always available as his confidant, and you just being his biggest supporter in all his endeavors. For my children, Vicky, Lisa, and John, and Sophia, my grandchild, there will never be another Auntie Judy, but I know she will live in your hearts through the many beautiful memories and the bond you shared with her. I know you will miss the holidays that we always went over the years, the Sunday barbecues either at their home or ours. I know that you will be there to support Wairimo and Eric, just as she was there for you. We were blessed to have had you, Judy, in our lives, and shall eternally be grateful. You are the sister, the auntie, the shosho to Sophia, the woman of valor, the icon, the trailblazer. We are so blessed to have had you as a part of our lives. We shall forever love you and keep you in our hearts. You are gone but not forgotten. What is left for me is to look for signs, a message, or a reminder that your love is still alive. Life in itself seems overcast now, and maybe it's a little silly, but every so often, when the sun breaks through the clouds, I shall say to myself, there you are. Rest with the angels, my darling sister Judy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. And now we welcome Patrick, John's brother.
Good afternoon, church. Wanjeri, as I tenderly called you, when John brought you into our lives, you not only became a member of the family, but you also became my sister and close friend. I'll never forget how you bonded with mom and dad, like a daughter they always had. When I had an issue that was bothering me, I would seek your advice, and no matter what it was, you'd first start by letting it up. When we spoke, you would joke about almost everything. So I was always careful about what I was saying. Others would get the enjoyment of my life. Because that was Judy for you. You had to be careful as you were speaking to her, or you'd never hear the end of it. There was so much more I would like to say about you, but it would take the whole day. Wanjeri, you've left a void in my family that no one can fill. You will always live in our hearts. May you rest in peace, Patrick.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Mama Gidai, is she there? Karibu sana.